Hey everybody, how you doing? I just want to give you a quick heads up. In the video you are about to watch, I did kind of record this and edit it and render it somewhat last minute. Kind of on the way out the door for work. So I would just kind of like to apologize. Throughout the video you might and will hear a little bit of background noise that I did not intend to get picked up by my mic. Apparently I have my settings set a little too high for the capture. So what you might end up hearing is my dog going crazy at the neighbor's cat that was running out and my wife getting onto her. If you do hear that, I do apologize ahead of time. I was just giving you a fair warning before you jump into the video that around the 7-minute mark, and again probably around the 15-minute mark, you might hear some stuff that I did not intend to get picked up. But it was a really good game and I wanted to upload it anyway, so I am just apologizing. So without any further ado, here is the Stitches build guide I have made for you today. Good morning everybody, how you doing today? Today on the channel we're going to be doing a live gameplay commentary over the hero Stitches. Stitch is one of my favorite characters I play. He is a warrior in Heroes of the Storm, but he can be built for damage. Today we're going to kind of do a pseudo build on him. So let's see what happens, I guess. At level 1, I always like to go for Hunger for More. Stitch is going to be the only tank on the team today, so we need to be as fat as we can get and get as much health and regen going as we can early on. And the regen gloves help. I'm not the greatest at getting regen gloves, but as I've been saying to all my friends and stuff for ever since like the game release, even the few that you will get throughout the game, you got in the way. Any little bit helps on that. So we're gonna start with that. So, Stitch's abilities, let's get into that. Stitch's abilities, his Q ability is a hook that you can see right there. Basically, it's just a great way to engage on a single hero, and also, if you're good at landing them, which, unfortunately, you're watching me play, so I'm not that great at it. They're a great way to get picks on enemy heroes. Usually I like to use on the healers, but early games, getting kills, early kills, it's kind of nice. His W ability is this nice little AoE slam, right like that. It's just really good for lane clear, maybe securing a couple kills. Oh my god, 3 people in the top lane. It looks like they are going hard right away. And then, of course, his E ability is called Devour. I don't know why I always call it Chew Your Food. I think that's the name of the talent we're going to take later. But basically, he just takes a bite out of a hero. He's going to get a health regen from it. And it's going to be great for sustaining the lane. Also, it does a decent amount of damage, as you can see right there. And it looks like... Okay. So we're going to head down to the Tribute. And we're going to try to see if we can't do some interrupting with our... Oh, I guess we don't have to. At level 4, we're going to go for Vile Cleaver. Vile Cleaver is one of my favorite talents for damage on Stitches. Basically all it does is whenever we do a basic attack, it's going to make a little puddle of this gas stuff, and that is going to kind of cause an AoE that if enemies stand in it, they simply just kind of slowly start to die and get poisoned. So it's a really nice talent. It's good for the Lunara. And let's just see if we can make something happen here on Morales. And it's not looking like it. We did, it looks like, get the first offering. The map we're playing on is unique in Heroes of the Storm. Actually, it's unique in MOBAs. With the fact that you can never actually push the core. The best you can do is take over enemy towers. And essentially, the way you kill the core on this map is periodically throughout the match, you will see these little towers spawn, like these. Like this one's about to.
Ready yourselves, we must claim them first.
You are going to do a short channel time on those towers, and then depending on how many actual keeps or forts that you control, that is how much damage you'll do to the enemy core. So it's not like others where there's a core health and you push 3 lanes and you go and attack it and you win. You actually have to take over towers and wow. Like I said, let's see if we can get a kill. Nope, we cannot get a kill on the enemy we're at, but we can force them out, and that's just as good sometimes. So we're gonna zone for the mid here. Alright, cool.
This time, let the assault begin.
You can go back lane and do a little bit of farming. Alright, so back to Stitches. Stitches is, like I said, a warrior melee tank. He's kind of not the best main tank in the game. I won't lie about that. He's not like a Muradin, the Diablo, or Chen. But what he does excel at, again, is putting the enemy out of position. I think we got an average in this lane, probably nearby. He really excels at putting the enemy out of position. So, if you can get a high value target like this Sergeant Morales caught in your hook. Yep, on the tank. I'm gonna eat these mines real quick. Oh, just like that. Like the Sergeant Morales. If you can get her out of a team fight early, I mean, it will make a world of difference. Morales has got RQ. So that is why I like to play Stitches. You will either have amazing games with highlight reel craziness coming at you, or you're going to sit here 20 minutes and look like a total idiot. And it all depends on how good of a day you're having with your hook. So far, I've been actually somewhat fortunate. I've been able to hit the targets I want to hit. So we're going to sippy cup Porio down there because we are getting a little bit low on health here, and now we're going to go on down. Oh, there's Nara. How you doing? Or we're not, because the Nara's going to sit here and she's going to try to push this lane out, and that is fine. And I'm pretty sure I hit her there. Whatever. Oh, anyway. At level, I am way behind on this. At level 7, I always go with Savor the Flavor. Again, it's going to give us a little bit more sustain in lane, which I really do like to have. Legion gloves. I'm kind of hoping you're not. Yep. Okay, perfect. So, Lunara killed herself there under tower. I don't know why she did that, but she didn't feel it necessary to sit here and push this lane. And that worked out well for us. Anyway, for ultimate, we are going to take Future Bile. Future Bile, to me, is his best ultimate, at least all around. It's great for damage. And basically, what Future Bile does is you're going to pop your ultimate and you're going to just run out. And you're going to make this nice little puddle. Kind of like our AoE right here, our basic attack, but just better. Way more consistent. It's consistent damage, and if you get people stand in it, you will secure kills that way, and it's really nice to have. Now, if we want wants to chase us here, which it looks like she does. We're gonna pop her ultimate, with a little movement speed, and let her run right through it. Just like that. Looks like the enemy team's morale is going to find a position somewhere, and hi! Oh no, jumping into the tower? Oh. Alright, so we're getting a little bit too low on health, so we're gonna back. Alright, we get a little bit of health, and we're just gonna head right back up to the top lane. Actually, we're gonna head to the bottom lane. I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna see if I can get a pick on this, either a Nubarak or Li Ming. See if I can just get a good solid hook in. It looks like a Nubarak might have to be a target here. I will have my ult up for this fight, so that's really gonna be nice. It just depends on
And so they return.
really.
Capture the
Oh, I got cocoon. That was a really good cocoon, but we're going to still pull this out of position here, get a little bit of regen out of it, and get the kill on that. We're just going to sit here, we're going to hack on this Nubarak, and now Morales. We're going to channel here, we have a new name there. There she is. We're going to wait for her to teleport, but we should be right back here. So what we want here is we want our team to channel on this, and we can do the zoning out. And it looks like we are going to get this shrine, no problem. And we can just head to this bottom lane. They should have already got the bottom lane. I think they did. They're smart, they did.
killing spree.
Anyway, at level 13, I'm going to get to increase slam size. That, you're going to see why I take that later. Initially, it doesn't really matter. Your slams usually pretty good radius. And this... Nah, not for long enough. And the reason we take slam size here is because at level 16, I think it is, it's our next map. We're going to take that, our slam is going to cause a major slow. So in essence, you want that slam size as big so you can get it. If for no other reason than the slow is going to be much more impactful. So we should go Abathur. What is going on up here? Oh, they took a tower from us and we didn't even notice it, and that's not good. One thing we can do though is we can get these siege camps. Siege camps in this game, on this map specifically, are very important. And since we're stitches, we can just sit here and kind of tank all of them. I really want to get these before I go up there and do this.
Heroes, I have opened a tunnel near our core that leads to Battleground Center. Use it well.
Oh, my heroes.
So if we can get these, it'll help push this lane out a little bit, and that will be very helpful.
Capture the altars. We shall deal the Raven a grievous blow.
With those, and now we're gonna head up.
Fire the towers. Destroy the Raven Lord.
Man, our team is actually having no problem handling that, so we are gonna come here. I am not sure who is pulling these towers away from us, but I have a feeling it is Li Ming. Li Ming is actually really good to have in this map, mainly because she outranges towers, and that's really annoying to have. So our team is fighting over here. I don't know what for. The towers are gone, so we're going to sit here and we're going to do our best to take this towers back. And I think I just found the culprit of our towers getting owned. Alright, right here. Reduce the slam, cooldown, and add slow. This will make us be able to use our slam talent way more often. But also, I need some help from the enemy team here, because now we're about to lose this keep up here. No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. For some reason, our team is more focused on anything else than getting these keeps back in. This is what we actually need to be doing right now, is getting these keeps. Like I said before, depending on how many of these you actually control, our team's going for a boss. That's great. Depending on how many of these you actually control is what is actually going to amount to our team's going for a boss for some reason, and I still don't know why. But I do need to get out. I do need to go back. And I do need to get some health. Actually, I can get some health right here. Just don't like this. There we go. Like I said, depending on how many of those you actually have is how much damage you do to their horde. So, we can win as many of these team fights as we want. If we don't have the towers to support it, it will not matter. I'm going to take out the little...
Lay claim to the altars. Do not disappoint me.
The altars stand.
We're going to get this first altar no problem, uncontested completely, which means they're all right down here. So we're going to run it here. We are not going to commit to this. I don't know where our team is. They should be in here. We're going to pop our vial. And we're just going to come in here and kind of run around and die. We will maybe die here. So we were in here right for the taking. If we can get over, we did get the bite. We did secure that new red kill, and now we are going to be able to just walk in here, I hope. And I'm going to start channeling on this and see if anybody notices. It doesn't look like they're... Oh, I got interrupted leaving. It's okay, because they are not going to be able to do anything else with this. It's an altar, no problem. And we're going to head back lane. And if you notice, we have the Abathur's little friend go on top again. So we're going to go upstairs, we're going to deal with that, because we need to keep these towers as their own. So we're going to go over here. Because he's going to get this easily. And we're just going to walk in here and kill that. So that was unfortunate. We lost another tower. Luckily, we had all three when that popped up. Wow. Okay, so we need to take us back. We're gonna... I don't know if the Suleiman realizes that she's still in range of this thing, but we also need to get over here and defend this one at the end of this. So we're gonna take this one back. They're actually doing a really good job of trying to keep us on our toes. We're just doing better in the team fights. Which means they're gonna end up going bot me, or they're not. This might end up well for us. And for some reason the hook's not okay. So we have 3 up now, so we're gonna get one of these for sure. The important part is that we actually go up top, because you can see they have 2 people bot. They're gonna get this keep, which is no big deal actually in this situation. Because they're gonna be late to this. They're gonna be late to this regardless. So we're gonna run up here, and we're just gonna start channeling on this immediately. They're gonna go for this one on the bottom lane. We're gonna get these top 2. So what they just traded was kind of a 4 for 4. And now we can run down. Actually, I guess our team wants to do this boss, which is fine with me. Because if we get this boss, we win. Oh, also, yeah, that's also new. The way the boss works on this map, we're just going to pop our ults and just quick win. And that's going to be GG. The way the boss works on this map, instead of, like I said, going into lane and pushing the core, instead it just fires 4 shots, which was GG. But yeah, the way the boss works on that map, instead of going into lane and pushing like every other merc camp does, even in this map, they'll run in the lane and they'll push the lane. Your boss on this one will just fire 4 shots at the enemy core, which is important because, like I said, you can't push the enemy core like every other MOBA. But in essence, that's the way I like to play Stitches. Kind of a pseudo damage, pseudo tank. I didn't get into a lot of the team fights there. A lot of what I did in that game actually was just kind of staying in lane and making sure our stuff didn't die. So maybe it wasn't the best demonstration of him as a tank, but I still think we played that game fairly decent. And we at least did our part. I know that. Like I said, we didn't tank as much as I normally would or normally like to, but that experience contribution though. Look at that. Look at it. It's beautiful. So, back to the talents. At level 1, we take Hungry for More. We didn't get regen globes at all. We did not focus on that, and we needed to. But it's okay. Like I said, we didn't really get into the team fights and tank like we normally would, so it's something I guess I can deal with on this game. That map's a little bit weird for it. It's kind of goofy the way that one works. Vile Cleaver at level 4, just to give our basic attacks Vile Gas. It basically makes our basic attacks a small AoE and damage over time. This will drop a small puddle of bile on the ground, and that small puddle will slowly kill the enemy minions. It's really good for lane clear, and also if you get in a 1v1 just showdown kind of duel type thing, it's really nice to have. Just a little bit of that extra damage really pays off. Savor the Flavor. Using Devour on enemy hero permanently increases your health regen by 2 per second. That doesn't seem significant, but as Stitches, one of your main damage attacks is going to be your E ability, which means you will be using this a lot, and it does a decent amount of damage when you do it. So you're going to get the initial heal off of your Devour ability. After you get the initial heal, you're going to basically, it's like getting Regeneration Master, but instead of collecting regen globes, you're using your E ability. So it's actually really nice to have. And that, along with the Hunger for More, is what gives you all your sustain as Stitches. At level 10, you go for Putrid Bile. Putrid Bile is just the best all-around ultimate for Stitches. The Engorge, where you can actually just eat somebody and walk them to wherever you want, generally close to your tower, so they just kind of die that way. It's kind of gimmicky, but it does have its places. If you have a Li Ming who's getting really out of hand, it's really nice for that because you can just eat her, walk her back to the towers, and she'll die that way. And it will interrupt all of her crazy Archon ultimates. Sorry about that. So anyway, we take Putrid Bile because in a team fight situation, you want to do as much AoE damage as you can. And this is kind of damage you don't have to worry about. This is something you will just hit R, you're going to pop your ult, and you're just going to walk in, and the entire time you're walking in, you are kind of zoning and doing a lot of damage on the AoE side of things. Also, you can use Putrid Bile as an escape. I wouldn't recommend it. You did see me use it as an escape once in that game. It's kind of like Sims works in League of Legends, where you will have a trail of poison behind you, and your movement speed is going to be far superior than any other heroes. So they can either follow you and just take poison damage the whole way, or they'll usually just back off and retreat. At level 13, we're going to take the range and arc slam increase on the Mega Smash, your W ability. The reason we take this is not because the range and arc slam increase by 25% is that important at level 13, but it does synergize very well with our level 16 talent, which decreases Slam's cooldown by 2 seconds, and it also slows enemies by 75%. That is huge. Your cooldown on Slam is pretty long in the early game, so the 2-second cooldown is really nice to have, especially for lane clear, but that 75% slow makes a world of difference. It makes laning hooks easier. It makes running people down easier. It just makes your job easier. And the reason we get the arc increase is for that slow to affect as many enemies as possible. And then at level 20, you can take whatever you want. I always take the increase on the Putrid Bile. Makes it regenerative bile. Increases the duration of Putrid Bile by 2 seconds and an additional 10% movement speed. So now you're doing 30% movement speed when you activate that, and it will heal you for 49% of the damage dealt by the bile. So if you run into a team fight with regenerative bile popped, 49% of the damage it does comes back to you. That's total damage. So the more enemies around when you use that, the better, because you are just going to heal massively from that. I have stood in many team fights for way longer than a Stitches should be able to, just because of that talent. But all really, as with any hero, most level 20 talents are viable. It's just situation dependent, but this is my build I like to use for Stitches most of the time. There are some different builds every now and then, depending on the situation, but if you are new to the hero, this is a very simple one to get into, jump on, and just play him, and you should have relative success. So, thank you for watching today. That was our Stitches game, and I think on Saturday I'm going to try to do another one of these, probably with a damage dealer this time, if not with the support, and we'll just see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed watching, and hopefully you'll tune back in later.